Welcome to DrUncle Drawing. I'm DrUncle, the Dr. Uncle. I don't claim to be a great artist. I'm not even sure that I claim to be a good artist, but I enjoy drawing. I wanted to share that, and I hope to inspire others to draw as well. This is the year of the snake, therefore I have decided to draw a snake. I have my medium hardness charcoal pencil and a page from my sketchbook. So I begin. The year of the snake is supposed to be renewal and new beginnings and wisdom. So it's actually kind of a good match. I've decided I might try some new things with the program with DrUncle Drawing. And I'm also renewing them. I've been taking a break for a while. And so should be a nice thing to do. Be the eye, of course. Then here. Will be the rest of his head. And I'm drawing from an AI image, actually two AI images. Quite interesting, but neither one seemed to quite work the way I wanted it to. One of them seems to have some horns or something like that. So it almost looked like a legless dragon. Oh, broke the pencil a little bit. That's okay. And one of them has multiple tongues. There, that's the beginnings. And I'll want to sort of use the plates to give it a little bit of texture, a little bit of shape. The scales, that is. And of course, I kind of want to make this a suggestion of a snake. Maybe it won't be perfect, but hopefully I'll enjoy the drawing. There was a comment I received, and I apologize for not getting back to it sooner, that someone hoped that I would continue. And thank you for the comment, very much appreciated. And I hope that you will do some drawing as well. If you are, please let me know. It would be a nice encouragement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of have the front of the snake the belly of the snake kind of the different pattern here. And I do think that I'm going to rotate the paper around because I don't want to be drawing over areas that I've already drawn and sort of going the wrong direction on this to prevent my hand from doing the smudging. And if you're a biologist, I'm sure there are many things about this snake that aren't right. But, well, that's okay. I apologize to biologists. I think I want to try and make the scales a bit smaller as I progress down. I think maybe I'll go back and do a little bit of shading here and there. I'm a little worried about how this will turn out, but there's also some things that I'm enjoying about it. Not just the act of drawing, but some of the effects. I doubt that this will be used for other things other than just to enjoy. I know that some of my drawings are used for a game that I'm looking at. But this will not. I'm not certain that this will, but I'm not certain it won't. Just take my time on this. There are certain things that I can learn from this to do better next time. kind of like it when I don't have a straight line across the snake with the scales as I'm drawing. Don't know why. I think I'm going to do more of that. I think I'm going too fast. Getting sloppy. I need to relax and enjoy. The snake's scales will continue all the way down, of course. As I said, I do plan on putting in some shading, so maybe that will cover a little bit of the indiscretions, the minor mistakes or imperfections. Thinking about some friends while I'm drawing this, and saw a friend of mine that I haven't seen in a long time recently, and it was very good to see him. Maybe those are a little smaller than I'd like, so I will try to do a little bit larger, but not too much. There I'm back into a straight line. I don't know why. It's not important that I don't do a straight line, but just think I liked it more, at least one part of the drawing. I was thinking that kind of liked having an angle. The problem with an angle is that it does seem to me that it does make things a little more irregular. And I'm intentionally making all the scales go towards the back of the snake so that they kind of slide, so that anything hitting the scales would kind of slide towards the back of the snake, kind of like the Chiron drawing. There. I try to have each scale go from the middle of the end of the scale to the middle of the neighbor so that they overlap. But it's not going to be perfect, partly because my drawings will not be perfect, and partly because nature doesn't always get that perfection either. Tricky to get that kind of matched up there so that the scales kind of blend in, don't really. This is where I'll need a little bit of shading. I'll do a little more of the shading in a moment. And I'll finish the tail here. And I can go back and see. I think that some shading will work. Noticing the body and the tail are not always the same thickness. That's not what I wanted, but again, it's something to learn from and notice. Maybe it's not a problem. Of course, by not always the same, I mean the tail right here goes out right in here. It becomes thicker and then goes back thinner. Towards the end of the tail, it should be thinner, which I've got, and that's right. But this varying thickness is not what I really wanted. But that's okay. I'll see if I can Some shading will help with that. I'm going to try and do some shading similar to what I see on one of the two AI drawings. So the head is shaded a little bit darker. I'm not going to go too dark. And then you also sort of shade sort of the upper part here. I guess the light must be coming from below. Or maybe there's some coloration. Maybe I should kind of stick to certain scales for shading here. Or maybe if the light's coming from the left, that might explain the shading that I'm doing. Very, very, very light in here. Again, I'm thinking maybe the light is coming from the left. So this side is going to be shaded more. Hopefully the shading will kind of make the appearance that that's not so wide there, or it's wider down here. One of the two. It's interesting, I'm noticing more of what I'm doing. It's not putting down more charcoal. It seems to be smearing the charcoal more than it's more than it's drying on top of it. And while not perfect, there are some things that I like about it. I do like the way the head turned out. And there's some nice form to it. I think that I needed to work a little bit more on getting a more consistent thickness, but hopefully it looks good. And I've enjoyed drawing it, and I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, please let me know by clicking on the like button. And if you know of others who might enjoy these videos as well, please share them. Thank you for watching.